Thank you.
Chair, and thanks again, Mr. Mistner.
Thank you, sir.
Are you going to wait for the Competition Bureau in the report before taking action on the Roger Shaw merger? I'm just wondering what the holdup is in terms of a decision from yourself.
Well, I would say, first of all, let me say, just for the benefit of those who are watching, I've been very clear from the get-go that I will not allow the wholesale transfer of licenses from Shaw to Rogers. To your question, when I have an actual proposal on my desk for decision, we'll take a decision at that time. Now, as you know, the matter is in front of the court. The Competition Bureau has raised a number of issues, which we're following carefully. But until the time that I have something which is formally submitted to my department, I've been expressing a number of times what matters to me, which is affordability, competition in the market, and I'll keep repeating that so that everyone understands that.
Okay. Now, to be fair, you are correct by this was an individual company error. But to my point over this is an essential service that needs greater regulatory respect and powers to whoever sits in that seat, I still think is valid. I mean, one of my first committee meetings for industry was dealing with Michael Sabia, who represented Bell at that time as a CEO who didn't want to provide same pay for women with pay equity. I remember we had to fight to get the deferral accounts back, over $1 billion taken from Canadians, and Bell didn't want to provide that, going to the court system. And it goes on and on with the Competition Bureau already noting unscrupulous practices. Why can't we look at an essential service like this and then just bring in like a Bill of Rights for Canadians? I implore you to at least investigate that to see whether that's a potential. I understand the security provision elements are improvements, but they still don't take the consumer and businesses that are affected. Even the people from ArriveCan couldn't even get into the country properly because of it. Is that serious?
Listen, MP Masse, you know me. I'm one who always cooperate with colleagues on both sides of the aisle. As said, the immediate action I took within hours were first steps. I did not exclude anything. I'm happy to listen to this committee and the recommendation. I think also one thing that we can work together is the new CRTC policy direction. I think this is also, some have called that historic in changing the nature of what matters to this government, and I would say to Canadians largely, which is competition, affordability. So listen, I have been very tough on the telecom companies because this was warranted. Like I said, they listened to me when I've demanded that no one was suggesting otherwise. They said, Minister, we will do exactly what you want within the timeline. But to your point, could there be additional steps taken in terms of what powers would be needed in addition to Bill C-26? I'd be happy to look at what this committee can recommend, and certainly we'll look at that.
Merci, Monsieur le Ministre.